Hello, Achievers. Good evening and welcome. Let me know in the comments, where are you from? All right. We already have somebody quick on the draw. Hello there. Hello. I am Dr. Keisha. I am your financial freedom coach, and I cannot wait to get into tonight's topic because we're going to create your plan for 2024. So if you've ever been wondering how to get started with investing and what order you should invest in, then this video is definitely for you. And, I personally was just really sick of the rat race. I was tired of dealing with so much at work. And I was so glad I had been saving and investing, because at the point that I just couldn't take it anymore, I was able to walk away. And so that's what I want for you as well. So go and tell your friends, hop on this live, tell your siblings. Oh, good. Hello, everyone in the chat. So tell everyone to get in the Zoom, get in the live. So you may be on LinkedIn, you may be on YouTube, you may be on, hopefully Instagram is working, but wherever you are, I'm glad that you're here, and we're going to get started because I love to start on time. Okay. So first I'm going to, let's see. And you know me, I'm your teacher, so I'm going to have slides. I'm going to have slides tonight. But first we have a little bit of a video, and then we'll get into the slides, because I want you to make sure that you have your paper and pen ready, because we're going to go through the optimal order in which you should be investing. All right. And I'm going to teach you about each of those accounts. So if you have questions about Roth IRA, if you have questions about a traditional IRA, your 401k, all that good stuff, I'm going to be covering it tonight. So make sure that you go ahead and get your paper and your pencil. If you received my email today, that means you're on my list, and that means that I've already given you the pyramid and I've given you the plan. So definitely get on my list if you are not. All right. Okay. All right. Hello there, Jasmine. Pilar, hello. Good evening. All right. Here we go. Tell me in the chat where you're from while I'm getting the video uploaded here. The intro video. Tell me where you're from. Tell me which platform you're on. Okay, perfect. I know you're sick of the rat race and you may feel overwhelmed, but with some preparation and investing education, you can definitely get ahead. Today, we're going to put your 2024 plan on paper. I'm going to teach you everything you need to pay off debt, save and invest, and feel more in control of your money with the optimal order investing pyramid that I created just for you. I'm also going to share with you the 2023 stock market update, and at the end of the session, we're going to have a giveaway. All right. So we have some goodies tonight. I'm excited. Thank you so much for being here. This really means a lot to me that you're here, because it gives me some purpose in my life. And that's the one thing that I found, that even though I early retired, I needed purpose and I was lacking that. So thank you for being here. I hope that it helps you. I hope that you learn something tonight that's going to help you in your future, and maybe your children's future and family members' future as well. All right, so let's talk about when I first started investing in 2017. That was when I got really intentional about investing. most of the time when we have these breakthroughs in our life, it comes in a moment of pain. So I was going through a divorce in 2017, and that is when I said, okay, I'm now back financially insecure like I was when I was a little girl, when I didn't have my parents and I was living with family and, different people, couch surfing and different things. And when I went through that divorce, I said, I cannot allow myself to get in this position again where I am sitting here with a job, but living paycheck to paycheck. I can't do it anymore. I can't. So that's when I sold my house, which I know is a very unpopular thing to do. But I sold my house and I started learning about money from ground up. I taught myself how to invest in the stock market. I taught myself a way more effective way to budget. And I set a goal for myself. And so tonight we're going to set our 2024 investing plan in motion. And so that's what the outcome of tonight is. So it doesn't matter where you're starting. It doesn't matter where you've been. There's always a way to improve your finances. And so today I hope that I'm able to really help you in that way. All right. Okay. All right. So let me get the slides up here. Okay, great. So just 30 seconds. Who am I? Because some of you are new here and this may be your first time listening to me and hearing from me. And I just want you to know that I'm very much like you, but I may have had different education than you, but I'm very much like you. I'm down to earth. I have children. I like to travel, but I do have a PhD. I'm a first generation college student. I went to college on student loans. Who can relate? Right? So I'm thankful for the student loans, or I would not have any of the degrees that I have. I'm a very hard worker and I want something really great for my life. And I want to leave something to my children. I want to build generational wealth. Can you relate? Right? So, I've been on a few shows that you may have heard of and just spreading the good news about saving and investing and that anybody can do it. And it's not day trading. I want to be very clear about that. I'm not day trading. I tried day trading. Day trading is not for me. My anxiety will not allow me to day trade. And that's okay because I kind of like the slower pace. I like investing in dividend stocks and my 401k and things that are a lot easier to understand. All right. Okay. So, first thing we need to do is look at the stock market because I think once you understand how the stock market works in general terms, it makes everything else a breeze. And then it makes it really easy for you to want to invest. So, in the comments, I want you to tell me, do you think that the stock market is up or down for 2023? Was it up? Was it down? Is it up? Is it down for 2023? Tell me in the chat, what do you think? I know this is, you're going to probably make your decision based on what you're hearing in the news, if the economy is bad and all those good things. But I want you to know that the stock market really sometimes works in mysterious ways. It has a mind of its own. So do you think the stock market is up or do you think the stock market is down as a whole for the year of 2023? And someone says that the stock market is up and down, up and down. And it does. The way I like to um, describe it is how my doctor describes it. It's like blood pressure. Sometimes your blood pressure is up, sometimes your blood pressure is down. And that is how the stock market is. So Darius, thank you for chiming in from LinkedIn. Up. And then Michael says up, baby. And let's see. And then we have someone who says it's down. So what is it? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's take a look. So anytime you see green, that means up, right? That means it is up. So let me show the full screen here. There we go. So As you can see, this is year to date. These are screenshots from my iPhone. That's one of the things I want you to just get in the habit of looking at the stock market each day. And if you have it on your phone, it's really easy to see if it's up or it's down. This is year to date. You can see the YTD. And as someone said, Elle said, yes, it is up and down from the year. But if you look at where we started in January, all the way on the left, so the left screen, we have the Dow Jones, and then over here on the, let's see, there is the S&P 500. So the Dow Jones is all stocks, pretty much. It's an index. It tracks all stocks together. The S&P 500 tracks the top 500 companies. So you're talking Microsoft, Apple, Google, Tesla, all that good stuff. And it tracks those companies. So we can see for the top 500 companies in the United States, how is the stock market doing? So that's the S&P 500. So I want you to look in green next to the really long number here for the Dow Jones. You got 37,557 and 92. And then you have a plus 13%. That means for the year, the stock market is up 13% this year. So whatever you started with in January, if you didn't add anything else to it throughout the year, you would have gained 13%. And that's pretty good. You can't find a savings account that's 13%. Now, sometimes it's down 13%, right? We've had years in the past that have been down, but this year, so for 2023, this is the very end of December, and it's up about 13%. The S&P 500, this is the second chart here that you're seeing, 25%. Wow. That's phenomenal, right? That's phenomenal. Just think 25% increase of your money. That's a lot. So if you have been afraid to invest and you didn't invest this year, then, you're kicking yourself. But it also depends on when you got in too, right? You could have made more than 25% almost, right? Depending on when you got into the market. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because that's another video. Today, we're here to create your plan. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward to the next chart, which is our pyramid, our optimal investing order is what I'm going to teach you today. But I just wanted you to see that the stock market for 2023 is up. So the only way to know that is that you have to look at the stock charts. All right. Now, the optimal order of investing. How should you invest your funds? This is really, really important. Okay. And a lot of people don't know how to do it. So there are 6 levels. If you have your, wait, let me see. Yeah, here it is. I want you to take a look here at this investing plan. So I want you to get out your paper, get out your pen and pencil, and I want you to write this down unless you were on my email list and I sent this to you earlier. You already have this, but if you don't have it yet, I want you to write something similar to this on your paper. And we're going to go through each of the levels and you assess where you are. And in the comments, I want you to tell me which level you think you're on. And by the end of 2024, which level you want to be on. All right. So we'll go back here. Now let's go to here, level 1. So a level 1 is emergency fund level, right? So if you don't have an emergency fund, we cannot talk about investing. I mean, at all. Zero. None. You have to have an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? Everybody here knows what an emergency fund is. I don't need to go into details about that. But what the bigger question is, how much money do you need to have in your emergency fund? I want to know in the comments how much money you think you need to have. I have heard every answer under the moon. Here is what I think the best answer is. How much money do you need to have in a bank down the street from your house that helps you sleep at night? How much? How much in case You lose your job, you're hospitalized, some catastrophe happens. How much money do you want to have in the bank down the road that allows you to just go to the bank and get the money out? How much do you need to sleep at night? So that's a very individual answer, basically, right? Very, very, very individual answer. So let's see what we have. Michael says 3 to 6 months, self-employed 6 to 9 months. I like that answer. You could also do a certain amount of money. I've heard people say, well, I want to have $20,000 or $25,000. If I had $25,000, I feel good about that. Or some people say, I want to have 10,000. 10,000 is a good amount from me, right? And then they may have they may want to have a emergency fund that is just based on 6 months or 1 whole year of expenses. Now, again, depending on how much your expenses are, that amount varies. So again, having the budget is going to be important. You need to have a spending plan so you know how much your expenses are for the year. If you need one, of course, I got you. I have a free one on my website to Google Sheets that you can go and download. So I just posted that on the YouTube. Let's see. And it should post to LinkedIn as well. No, it's not going to post it to LinkedIn, but it's on my website, LakeishaSimmons.com. Just click budget and you can get that budget there. All right. Okay. So the next order of business, I know you're like, when do we get to the investing? Well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We have to do things in a certain order. So we've got our emergency fund. We know how much we need to sleep comfortably at night. Then we have to make sure that any credit card debt we're managing. And then we're going to do our 401k match. Why? Because we need the free money. If they have a match, we want the match. Who likes free money? Everybody. So I have so many friends who have 401k and they're not even investing up to the match, just not even taking advantage of it. That's free money. You need to take advantage of your 401k. All right. Once you've taken advantage of your 401k, the match, then you need to start to think about, the question is, do I then max out my Roth IRA or do I continue to max out my 401k? So that is, again, I believe, a very personal decision, but there are some rules of thumb when it comes to this. All right. So if you are in a higher tax bracket right now, you're a high income earner, then maxing out your 401k first is a good plan because it's going to lower your taxes in this year. And I want to say this in a way that people can understand. So basically with the 401k, when you invest your 401k money, it comes out of your paycheck before you pay taxes. And then what's left gets taxed. So if you can max out your 401k, let's just say 20,000 is a round number. Let's say you make $100,000, your 401k, you invest 20,000 of it, then your taxable income is now 80,000, not 100,000. So if you make a lot of money, then the 401k is going to be key for you. And you may even get to a point where you can't even invest fully in your Roth IRA. But if you're in a lower income bracket and you're not going to save a lot of pre-tax money, maybe you decide to do your Roth IRA first, which is level 3, where you max that out. So for 2024, the max Roth IRA contribution is $7,000. And if you are over 50 years old, you can add an additional $8,000. Okay. So 50 plus, that allows you to do some catching up. Oh, I like this. Elle says, I like free money. Yes, we like money. That's what we're here for, right? Because we like money. We don't love it. It is not our whole entire life before someone comes for me. But you want to enjoy your life and you need money to do that. It's just the world we live in. Okay, so that's maxing out your Roth IRA. Are there any questions about the Roth IRA? So the Roth IRA is after tax money. So this is after you receive your direct deposit in your bank account. Then you can go and open a Roth IRA account and start buying stocks in it. You can take out your contributions anytime. So any money that you put in, let's say something happens and you need the money, but remember you have an emergency fund, so you shouldn't be taking it out of here. But if for some reason you need to, you take it out, you can take out your contributions at any time. All right. All right, level 4. This is where you're maxing out your 401k. So maybe you're maxing out your Roth and you're maxing out your 401k. That's goals, right? That's where you want to be. You want to be where you're maxing them both out. But if you have to choose, then go based on the rationale I just gave, based on your earnings, which one you should do first. But you're always going to take care of that match first, and then possibly your Roth and then your 401k. But hopefully you get to a point where you can do both. Now, for 2024, your max contribution is $23,000 for the year. And someone's going to say, what does that mean? What does max contribution mean? That means that's the max amount you, as the employee, can contribute to your investment plan. Now, if you are a business owner, because if I have some business owners, raise your hand. If you're a business owner and you're listening, you also can contribute this money by opening up your own solo 401k, simple. There are several different types for business owners, but you definitely want that tax advantage as well. All right. And if you're 50 plus, you can contribute an additional $7,500, which is very helpful. So you can catch up. Now, what about taxes? So we said that the Roth IRA is tax-free on withdrawals because the money was taxed before it went in. That's also why they don't let you put as much in. But your 401k is taxed on withdrawal, and it will go based on your tax bracket, like normal income taxes. All right, let's go to the next level. Okay. Now, this level says taxable investment account. So once you've maxed out your 401k, you've maxed out your Roth IRA, and you still have money to invest, go you, if you at that point where you can invest even more, right? Because you're at $30,000 plus dollars. This is where your additional money can be invested. So you'll open an investment account, you'll open a brokerage account, and you will buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever you like, real estate investment trust, all those good things within inside of this account. But it's a taxable account. So you're investing money that you've already paid taxes on. And then when you are ready to sell stocks, you will be taxed on any gains. They call that capital gains taxes. My water here. So your capital gains taxes will be due, but capital gains taxes are much lower than income taxes. So when we early retire and fire, when I early retired, when I would take money out, well, first of all, I had a 457B. That's a whole nother video. But once I used my 457B money, I went into this taxable investment account, and I would sell shares from there and just pay capital gains as I had capital gains. But capital gains taxes are optimal. They are what you want. Trust me. All right. And then our next level, level 6, this would be your long-term debt. This would be your mortgage. If you have a 6 figures of student loan debt, I know a number of people who have 6 figures of student loan debt. This is where you want to get to the point where you're paying those things off in a massive fashion. So I have another video coming out that looks at debt snowball versus debt avalanche, and you can choose how you want to pay off the debts. But of course, any credit card debt, smaller loans, you want to do those at level 2, right? Because you don't want a really expensive 20% credit card or really high auto loan eating into your money. You're working backwards if you do that, because if the average stock market return is 10%, but you have a credit card debt that's 20%, you need to pay off the credit card debt first, right? But you also want to take advantage of that match here at level 2. Does that make sense? So I want you to look at the chart. I spent some good time on this and I really like how it turned out. If this is helpful, let me know that this is helpful to you. And let me take some questions here. Let's see. What do we have in the chat? Okay, let's see. What's the difference between a Roth IRA and a rollover IRA? I have a rollover and was wondering if I can use those funds to contribute to the Roth IRA account that I also have. All right, this is a really great question. You must be clear on what type of IRA it is. So when you say rollover IRA, that makes me think that you had a 401k and you rolled it over into an IRA. In that case, that would be what we call a traditional IRA. A traditional IRA, it just houses that 401k outside of your company's account. That means you have not paid taxes on that 401k money. If you have not paid taxes on that money, you cannot roll that over into a Roth IRA unless you want a really big tax bill all at once. Now, some people do that in what's called a backdoor Roth, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. Okay. I think these are two separate things and they should stay in two separate accounts. That's just my opinion. That's my personal opinion about it. All right. So when you have a Roth IRA, that's after tax money that you've already paid the taxes on, that you could take at any time. But a rollover comes from a 401k that you have not paid taxes on, and the tax man will want his money. So if you try to merge them, you're going to have a really huge tax bill, and you may also have a penalty, because a traditional IRA is made for you not to access until you are retirement age, even if you are retiring early. Now, there is a way to get that money out of there if you are truly retiring early. That is not the purpose of this video, so I don't want to go there, but there are two very legal ways to get that money out of there. Okay. So that is that. So those are two different accounts. So what you can do every year when you contribute your $7,000 at level 3 for that Roth IRA, every year you get that $7,000, it starts over. You can put that into the Roth. If you have a Roth, yeah, you also have that. So you just can keep contributing to the same Roth. So you keep the buckets separate. So you keep putting your new Roth money in the Roth account, and then that rollover just stays a rollover. And when you leave your current company and you go somewhere else, then that rollover can roll over into the same rollover that you already have. All right. Okay, great. That makes sense. Perfect. You're welcome. Okay. So Tawanda says, level 4, could you please explain more? Let's see. Level 4, and give me more about what you want to know about it. So this is your 401k. So a 401k is an employer-sponsored plan. And that means that your employer will take the money right out of your paycheck for you. And they have already decided what your investment options are. And you will choose from their available options. So they may not have Facebook or Google for you to invest in. They may not have, whatever you're into. They might not have that. You'll have to choose from their options. But they'll manage the plan. There will be fees associated with the plan. That, again, is probably going too deep, but you can contribute every month. The best thing to do is to contact your human resources department and ask them what your options are. I'm trying to keep the chart up here. Let's see. There we go. Ask them what are your options to invest your 401k in. Ask them if there are other options, such as a 457B that you may not even know is available to you. And ask them if there's anything else you need to know about. Maybe you have a health savings account option. You want to know all of your retirement options, all of them. Okay. Does that help with the 401k, Tawanda? But the great thing about it, it's pre-tax money, so it helps reduce your tax bill. Okay. Now, when you're looking at your plan here, I want you to decide which level you're on. And then for 2024, what are you going to contribute? All right. So if you're on level 1, that's emergency fund, and you need to add, let me make it a little larger for you. You need to add however much money is going to help you sleep at night. We had some really great comments earlier of 3 to 6 months, 6 months, a year even. But what is going to help you sleep at night? You want to put that money there. For level 2, how much money do you want to have going to your 401k, which is your 401k match? Find out what the match is if you don't know. If you don't know, get the 401k match information from your human resources. Okay, let's see. Tawanda's back. She said, oops, I mean level 5. That's okay. That's what we're here for. So level 5, you may be asking maybe about the unlimited, right? So unlimited means that you can invest as much money as you want to put into that account. Okay. As much as you want. There's no limit to the amount of money you can contribute, like a 401k or Roth. The IRS sets the limit. But if you have just a regular account, that's just an investment account, you can open it Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab, whatever you like. I like Vanguard. I like Fidelity. Those are TIAA. Those are some that have been around a really long time. They have really great customer service. I'm not endorsing them. They're not paying me or any of that. I guess I have to say all that great stuff. Do your own research. But those are a few that I like that have really great customer service. But when you're in your taxable account, you can invest in whatever you want. Be careful about what you invest in. Do your research. Find what aligns with your goals. For me, doing early retirement, it was really important for me to invest in something that didn't have any extra volatility. Okay, I know that the average stock market investment is 10%. I don't want to be risky and get into some new fund. And honestly, I did. I got into the ARC funds, Kathy Wood's ARC funds, a tiny percent, maybe like 1% of my portfolio, just because I wanted to try it. And Peloton, I invested in Peloton. Big mistake, big mistake, because everybody was buying Pelotons when we were all indoors during the pandemic. And then as soon as that was over, Peloton stocks went, I mean, almost to nothing, right? So again, when you are investing in individual stocks, that's the risk. But when you invest in something like an index fund or a mutual fund that has a lot of diversification, it makes it harder for it to go to zero. Even in the pandemic, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, I mean, they dropped like 30% in that March 2020, if you look at the charts, but we're still back over where we were 2 and 3 years ago. So this is, time of this recording or time of this live, I'm live right now, but when you watch it later, it may be a recording. So this is end of December 2023. Okay. What other questions do you have? These are really, really, really good questions. Other questions? You're welcome. So how are you doing with your planning here? Do you have your level 1 planned out? Kind of the way that kind of the way that I'm looking at this plan for your investment plan is you're going to break it down by paycheck. You're going to say, all right, so I want to start to max out my Roth IRA. If I know that's $7,000, let me get my calculator. Let me grab it. If I know it's $7,000, let's see. Because I am a mathematician, I still can't do math in my head. Okay. $7,000, 12 months, that's $583 a month. So you may not be able to start with $583 a month, but maybe you can start with $250 a month. And then maybe you get a bonus in the spring from work and you say, I'm going to invest my whole bonus. Maybe you ended up overpaying in your taxes and you decide to bump up your investing from your, your bonus. So that's how I want you to think about it. How much per paycheck can you invest? Okay. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here in the comments? Oh, okay. So Pilar says, for some reason, I'm always concerned that the investment company will cheat me out of the money. That is a fair concern because we have seen, Bernie Madoff and these people who say, give me your money, I'll invest it for you, I'll multiply it 10 times over. Those things have happened, and that's been devastating for so many people. So that's completely understandable. That's why I don't take anybody's investment. I don't invest for anybody else but myself. And so many people have said, "Oh, you should become an registered investment advisor." I don't want to do that. I'm a teacher. I like to teach. I have a PhD in analytics. I love math. I love numbers, and I want to teach and I want to support you in that way. But that's a big responsibility. It honestly is. But Pilar, what I would say is do your research on the company, call the company. Vanguard is investor owned. That helps, right? And call and talk to them about their investment options. What are the options? Another thing you can do in their fees, ask them about their fees. Vanguard, Fidelity have the lowest fees, and I'm talking 0.04% as a fee. That's a low fee, right? Also, maybe ask, whatever your concerns are, ask about the security of the accounts beyond two-factor authentication. At one point with Vanguard, as my portfolio was really growing, I thought, okay, I've got to make sure this thing is tight. This is really secure. And so I called them, I asked about it. They said, well, you can set it up where every time you log in, we have to call you to let you in. And I thought, you know what? That's a great idea. Let's do that. So they turned on that feature. And then I got so tired of every time I wanted to log in and even check my account, I had to speak to someone, and they have voice recognition to make sure there's actually my voice. And they had some really, really great technology. But I say all that to say, call, just see what the options are in terms of security and fees, and just make sure that you're comfortable. And you don't have to invest only in one company. You can spread it out over a number of different companies as well. Okay, so we'll take another question here. I would like to know more about index funds and mutual funds. I'm going to go back to the chart here. I have this up. Okay, so more about index funds. What I love about index funds and where I'm at 100% now in my portfolio is that it tracks a larger basket. So you can invest in something called the total stock market. So of all the stocks and all the options that there are in the stock market, you can invest in one little tiny piece of each of those. That is what we call diversification. So even if Peloton is going down, it won't drag down your entire portfolio. But we do know that even in whole indices such as the Dow Jones and such as the S&P 500 can be down if there's a pandemic, right? I mean, we couldn't come away unscathed from that period of time. We even had a really bad year last year, right? And so with the stocks, so even index funds can feel the burn, but it's maybe not as detrimental as if you just were in one particular stock. Mutual funds are very similar, but they're smaller scale. So an index follows in indices like the Dow Jones or the S&P, a lot of stocks. Mutual fund has much less stocks in it. So maybe you invest in a mutual fund that's just growth stocks, and maybe it has 10 or 15 different growth stocks in it, like a basket. Or maybe you invest in a mutual fund that is focused on, I don't know, real estate, so maybe it has all the different real estate companies that, the mall, like the Simon malls, or, all the different commercial real estate property mutual stocks could be in that fund. So that's kind of how the mutual funds work. All right, you're welcome. Okay, well, we're doing great on time. I have enjoyed these questions. I'm really hoping that the pyramid has been helpful. I really wanted to have some type of a model for you to go by and to use to help you plan out your 2024 investing. Once again, take a look at the plan. I want you to plan out by paycheck how much you're going to invest to reach your goal for the year. And I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please do subscribe to the channel. Please share this video. Oh, I almost forgot the most important thing. We have a giveaway. We have a giveaway. All right. And I don't know if the person is here, but we had a giveaway, somewhat of a competition, I guess you could say, for the month of December, where you were to watch videos, share videos, and comment what you learned from the video. And I want to do this every single month. Okay. I want to do this for every single month. So if you were sharing the video and leaving comments in the video, then you would have been entered into the drawing. So let me open. So that I can tell you who the winner was. We already pulled, well, we actually had two. So one was R. Hamilton, because R. Hamilton has been really active, leaving comments, helping others in the community. And actually I have, R. Hamilton actually did have a question that I need to answer here about bridge accounts, bridging the gap between access of retirement accounts and Social Security. So let me just answer that, and then I'll get back to the drawing. So when you want to early retire like I did, you need to have some bridge accounts, because you don't want to tap your 401k immediately, even though there are two very legal ways that you can do it. I'm not going into that video today, or to that content today, but you could use your investment account. All right. That would be your main account. If you have a 457B, you would also use the 457B first. That's called deferred compensation. And you'll just need to ask your workplace if they have that or not. Did I factor Social Security into my FIRE number? No, I did not. If I just acted like Social Security is not even a thing. That's just the best way. And then if Social Security ends up being there when I'm ready to retire and available, then great. But if not, I just didn't want to be dependent upon it. So that was from R. Hamilton, and R. Hamilton is one of the winners. And the other winner is Crystal Lewis. So Crystal Lewis and R. Hamilton are both going to win the Wealthy Achiever. Let me move this slide out of the way. the Wealthy Achiever Budget Bestie. So this is my budget planner. So we have some educational material in there about stocks and bonds and mutual funds, all that good stuff. But then you also have calendars and you have your budget every month. So this one is, I love it. It's so easy to use. You can track your expenses, plan out your paycheck, all there in the Budget Bestie planner. So I will be sending each of them an option or this. So you'll need to contact me. Go to lakeishasimmons.com, go to the About Me tab, and send me your, of course, your full name, R. Hamilton and Crystal Lewis, and your mailing address where you would like your Budget Bestie Financial Freedom Plan sent to you. And I will be sure to get that in the mail. So yes, let me check the comments here. Someone asked me if I'm early retired. Yes, I did. You can see my video on CNBC Make It, or you can watch me on the Tamron Hall Show and hear more about that story. And I actually just recorded a video on my case study of how I did it. So that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks as well. Let's see. Okay, Hope. Yay. The pyramid is very helpful. Yay. All right. So glad that you enjoyed it, that it was helpful. What else do we have? Congrats, y'all. Yeah, that is very nice. Pilar is thanking those. And R. Hamilton is here. Great. And thanks for answering my question. So make sure that you send me an email through lakeishasimmons.com, the About Me form. All right. So yes, I will do a live. I do try to do lives every month. I really try to. I don't always do it because sometimes I just don't feel like it. But then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I really got to share this, or I really had this idea for this, or people really need to know this. I'm getting a lot of this particular question. So go and watch some of my other videos. Leave the comments. I always respond to the comments, and I'll definitely answer those comments in a future video as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in January. Oh, one more thing. I just keep forgetting these things, but you're still here. You haven't hung up yet, right? The last thing I'll say is in January, I'm going to do a Zoom, not a YouTube, but I'm going to do a Zoom for everyone who purchased the Wealthy Achiever, or if you won the Wealthy Achiever. And we're going to do a Zoom, and we're going to actually go through a goal setting process together in early January. So make sure that you go and order yours. You can get that at lakeishasimmons.com. Click budget up in the menu and go ahead and get that so that you can be invited to the live Zoom. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate you showing up. Take care. Bye-bye.